What's up guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can use the where clause to retrieve data from your database. We're going to be using your first name, your country. We're going to be using dates to retrieve particular data from the table. What I want to do is show you how different ways you can use the where clause and retrieve data from the database. So let's go right into it. Let me show you how you can do this.
So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to select the table. I want to select the country tables. I select star from country. I misspelled the country, so let me correct that. So after I make a my correction, and this is it. So I'm viewing the country table right now. This query selects all record from the customer table where the country colon matches the exact value, Germany. The where clause is one of the most essential components of SQL, enabling you to filter data based on specific conditions. It's commonly used with select, update, and delete statements. To refine the result or target a specific record, here are some of the ways you can utilize the where clause in SQL. So let's go ahead and do this filter data based on exact match. Let's do this. And this is the result. So you can see right here we have the country that we wanted. So let's move on to the next example. Now one of the things you're going to need to do is to check the table if you have a colon that matches the information that you're looking for. So if you're looking for a country, and you need to check the colons first, does it have the country colon there? Is there a colon that's specified for country? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go through this table to see if it has the information that I want. Once I see it as the colon that I want, I can now filter through it to get the specific data that I'm looking for. This query selects all products from the product table where the price is greater than 100 and the quantity is less than 50, applying comparison operators. So that's how we're going to do this. So let's go ahead and run this query. So we go ahead and run it, and this is our result. So this is it right here. So let's move on to the next query. Before I move on to the next table, what I want to show you here is that you notice right here it gives me the old table. I still have everything there, and including the rows that I wanted. That is because after I put select, I have this asterisk which brings all the data in that table. So what I'm going to change it, then put the particular rows, the particular columns that I want, so that it will only give me data from those two columns that I've specified from. So I'm going to run the code again. Okay, so I'm done writing out the colon. I'm now going to run it. So once I run it, it will now give me only the two colons that I wanted. So let's take a look at it after it's done. So this is it right here. So only give me data from these two columns. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So right now, let's move on to the next example. So what I want to do now is I want to check the employees table to see if it has the colon that I want. So after checking the employees table, I'm now going to go ahead and run the next example. So this is it. It says
This query selects all employees from the employees table whose name contains the substring of Smith, including those with Smith at the beginning, middle, or end of the name. I'm going to go ahead and change that name to Steven. Then I'm now going to run it, because what we're looking for is the name, someone that has the name Smith. So let's go ahead and run it. So let's do that. And what I want to do is also use a wildcard operator for partial match. So whether it's in the first name or last name, if there is a name that has Steven there, it's going to come out, whether it's in the first or the last name. Okay, so I'm going to use the like, and let's go ahead and do that. So I'm already typing it out. So I'm going to come over here and remove the percentage and also make that S a capital letter. Yep. So after doing that, I'm now going to run the code, the query. And this is it. We have our answer. So here we have our Steven as the first name right here. And the second name is Buchan. So that's it. So let me go ahead and run the other code, our next example. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna go through this table to see if that's what I want, the customer table. Once I've gone through it, I will now go ahead and run the second example that I want to show you. So let's go ahead and do this. This query selects all orders from the orders table where the status colon matches any of the value pending or processing. Filtering using the in operator for multiple values. I'm going to use a different table, different data set than this, but I'm still going to show you how you can do this. So let's go ahead and run this query. Okay, so I'm done typing and making the necessary corrections. So let's run it. And this is the result right here. Let's take a look at it. So that is it. So now let's move on to the next example. This query selects all customers from the customer table where the country is France and the city is either Paris or Lyon. Combine condition with logic operator and, or, and not. So let's go ahead and run this query. So what we're looking for in the customer table is a customer that is from France and the city is Mars. So that's what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and run this query.
Okay, so this is it. This is the answer right here. So what I want to do right now is to remove the asterisk, then just pick the two columns that we want the data from. So I'm just going to go ahead and type the country, comma, then the city. This will now make the data a bit smaller and straight, much easier to go through. So I'm just going to go ahead and run it. Okay, so this is it right here. So this is our answer here. So right here, you can now see that we have France in the country, but in the city, yeah, we have Marseille, and Nantes. See what it gave us? Okay, so now let's move on to the next example. This query selects all products from the product table where the price is between 50 and 200 inclusive. Apply range comparison using between. So let's go ahead and run this. Okay, so this is it right here, the answer. That's what it's giving us. So now let's move on to the next example. You can just go through this. This query selects all booking from the booking table where the data falls within the specified data range. Filter data based on date or time. So I'm going to go to my database and see what I have. So let's go ahead and run this table. So basically what we are doing is we're trying to go through the table, going through the order date to see when a particular item was ordered. So we're going like between 1996 and a particular month in 1996. So let's say we want to look through a year, 1996. So we go like 1996 07 04 to 1996 07 16. That's the date. So we want to go through the order that we're done doing between those dates. So that's what we're doing, filtering through the table. So let's go ahead and run this. Okay, so this is it right here. This is the result it gave us right here. If you wanted to compare it to another colon, we can go ahead and just type that colon name so that it will give us results from there too. So that then we can now match it, which will make the table much understanding to see what we're looking for between those dates. So this is it. So that is how you can use the where clause. Thanks for watching this video. If you want any more other videos like this, you can go ahead and subscribe and also leave a comment. I want to know if this was useful to you, if you're able to understand it, or there's something else I'm missing that I should add to it. So just go ahead and leave a comment. Thanks for watching. You can go ahead and check out this other video right here.